happens.
Exactly 30 minutes to go, Martin.
Right, here we go. We talked about the Daytona 500, 400 miles to get into position, 100 miles to party on and try and win the race. We've spent 23 and a half hours jockeying for position, and now we have a 30-minute sprint to the finish. Whatever else happens, and weather may play a part, the field is so jumbled up, it's going to take us at least a lap to figure out who is where. Safety cars are off. Track is wet, dry and soaking in different parts. Liz Halliday, I'm glad I'm sitting in the dry watching, because I don't like the look of this one iota as a driver.
No, this is really difficult, and like I've said earlier, it's easier to have all wet or all dry, but the mixture is just a disaster. It's greasy, it's tricky, you're having this gamble with tires like we've seen, but I think the wets was a smart decision. There's a half an hour left. Binning the car into the wall is not how you finish well at Le Mans, and especially in a prototype car, it's a really big risk to be on slicks in proper wet conditions. I mean, you already seen the number 7 car have an accident, definitely down to the wet weather on slick tires.
Yeah, and you can still look out the wet patches, Liz. They're going to stay there under the trees, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
And you can look those out, even if it's a dry line.
Absolutely. It's not damp, it's wet. So
the problem is, if you're behind one other car, it's not where the dry bits have got some wet in, it's where there's any grip in the really wet stuff, because if you're following anyone, you can't even see the side of the road, never mind the corner.
And can you imagine that on slick tires? You're trying to overtake someone in the spray. We've just seen you couldn't even see anything but headlights.
Ollie Gavin
break in the wrong place, and you're off the circuit, and that's your Le Mans over a half an hour from the end. I agree with the decision for wets, personally.
Okay, here are our battles. Prototype 1, Tom Christensen leads from Sebastian Buemi, Ollie Jarvis. Audi, Toyota, Audi, done it again. LMP2, Bertrand Baguette, despite spinning off, is leading his class ahead of teammate Olivier Pla and John Martin. No change there. Jan Mardner was still 4th. The change came in the GTE Pro class. Richard Leeds and Patrick Pilet 1-2 for Porsche. Stefan Mucker in 3rd place for Aston Martin, having just come out of the pits again. And in the AM class, Jean-Carl Vernet still leads for Porsche ahead of Lorenzo Cazzi, Marco Ciocci and Pat Long. Ferrari, Porsche. No change in positions there, but the gaps between them, again, we're going to need another lap to find out.
Now in bright sunshine around this part of the circuit, going through Porsche curves and everything to play for. McNish looking at his watch then, obviously not going to do the final session, although he has got his overalls on. There's no point, is there? Unless they've got to have a splash and dash, but has that been negated by the safety car?
If he's expecting to go on the podium, he's not going to do it in jeans and a jumper, is he?
Well, no. I mean, they must obviously be hopeful to be on the podium. I would have thought they would leave Tom in there.
Thank you. Answered the question for us. So Nishi heading for his 3rd win, Tom Christensen for his 9th.
Audi confirming they still believe more rain is on the way, so the sticking back onto wet of the Aston Martin may well be the thing that gets them to the end.
Yeah, and there's some really
again darkening, Liz, out of our window. Yeah,
black clouds, and the wind is still very, very strong out on pit lane, and I think that's why we've had such immensely changeable weather this afternoon, is that the wind is just blowing in storms much quicker than any of the weather forecasts could have predicted.
Ollie Gavin carving his way through back markers. The car he will have ahead of him will be Tony Villander. That's the next one, the Ferrari, which is running currently 5th in the Pro class, and then it'll be his teammate Jordan Taylor ahead of him. So Ollie really pushing now. He's enjoying this, isn't he? He loves these conditions.
He does. Well, some of them. I bet he loves these conditions. Mind you, these are worse, because, you know, on a wet weather tyre, as soon as he hits the brakes, it's going to feel like he's hit slime, and the tyre will be squirming all over the road. Actually, for the tyre, better in the wet. For the driver, better visibility in the dry. You know, damned if you do, damned if you don't, Liz.
Oh, no, these are, like I've said many times, these are the worst conditions, because what can you do? You're either going to be great on the dry and sliding around like crazy in the wet, or you're going to risk degrading the tire on the dry but be safer in the wet, and clearly that's a wet track. I mean, look at that. You don't want to be on anything but wets in there.
First and second running together, they're a lap apart, but Sebastian Buemi is just going to enjoy this final half hour. He's right on the coattails of Tom Christensen.
Well, we heard Hugo Schoenack saying a silver medal will be a great result for us. We wanted, the target was to get both cars to finish.
In front of you, Audi number 2 is in front of you, the leader.
Because, of course, Liz, you won't necessarily know, will you, who is driving the car ahead of you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Now, listen, Liz, here's a question for you. Play devil's advocate. 15 minutes from the end, we're expecting another downpour. What is the mileage of being stuck behind the Audi then? You've got to get in front of him now and hope to take some advantage. If you're Buemi in second, you have got to try and pass him now before it goes to hell in a handcart for the 477th time in this race.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's going to have to. And also, I think they've told him to say, feel free to give him a bit of hassle, because he's currently leading the race. And if something went a bit wrong, guess who would win? It would be Toyota. So I think that was part of the tactical plan of saying, it is the leader you're following, and please drive really hard and ride up his backside, because you never know.
Yeah.
Tom Christensen, the great Tom Christensen, can make mistakes. Very rare as it happens, it could. Well, that's what Toyota's hoping anyway.
Feel free to push as hard as you can.
Yeah, well, they're pretty secure on wets, aren't they, at the moment? It's unless you get absolute monsoon conditions. Both these guys, plenty of grip at the moment. Ollie Jarvis in third place. He is 2 minutes back. Well done. Good move. On the lead lap.
He had to unlap himself. Now, suddenly, again, Ann Davison and the rest of the team applaud. They are
good time for an interview, Liz.
In the ballpark.
But look at this, beautiful sunshine now. It's a perfect June summer's day here, but not on the other side of the circuit.
No, it's crazy, and it is cold today. It really is cold. It might look warm and lovely here in Le Mans, but it is a very cold day for this time of year.
Listen, that battle we saw with Ollie Gavin is for 4th place. Jordan Taylor, his teammate, is 4th. Tony Vilander 5th. Ollie Gavin 6th. They're covered by 8 seconds. And the battle for the lead, another twist. How many more as the Toyota does unlap itself? And the Audi lets him go because he's still a lap in front. And if there's a deluge in a safety car, it's unlikely they'll get a lap.
As a very nervous looking at
Davidson. Yeah.
Quite a long time alongside, wasn't he? And that's what Ant Davis had his head in his hands for.
Yep. And rain still forecast for the final 15 minutes. Please don't drag this out much more.
And we've got a mega black cloud right in front of our studio here. It's coming towards us.
That's a really evil looking one too, isn't it, Mark?
This is one of the remaining dry parts of the circuit.
Yeah.
Not for long though.
I wouldn't want to be on that Ferris wheel right now either. It's coming straight for that.
Especially if there's lightning in there.
Oh dear.
And of course, what comes to us will sweep right across and vanish out the far side of the track, which is where the cars are now, which is starting to dry up a little, but will get wetter again if that rain does eventually. I mean, look at it, you know, in 10 minutes, it's got bone dry here. But again, like we saw in practice and early in the race, white lines outside the racing line areas, they're going to be absolutely lethal.
Well, I think a lot of the teams have had to go with what their direct competitor is going to be on, because either way, they're going to be probably at a disadvantage one way or the other. Whereas if you're both on the same tyre, then there's some equal racing, and I think that's what everybody's ultimately decided to do.
Yeah.
And certainly, I think slicks would be the slowest. Well, I know it would be the slowest option right now, and it's risky, so it would be crazy. Despite the dry bits, the fastest parts of the entire circuit are currently wet, so it would be crazy.
And Mark, we touched upon why it would be suicide, because you have to finish the final lap inside 6 minutes, and you must take the checkered flag. You'd be 20 laps ahead now. If you crash, you don't count.
This is quite different to American racing, of course, where it's just counted back. We were just watching Bertrand Baguette just before this shot. You'll notice that they are leading in P2 still in the Morgan Nissan, the Oak Racing car, and Bertrand together with Ricardo Gonzalez and Britain's Martin Plowman looking for it. This is what we're seeing from our studio.
And that cloud looks very grim and ominous, I have to say. And I'll tell you what, when that hits this circuit, it's going to be torrential.
Your pace is okay, your pace is okay. There might be another shower at Arnage in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, a shower at Arnage. Take care.
There you go.
And look, cars still sliding around, Liz, and going off track as well. It's not you. You could be taken out by somebody else's accident.
Exactly, and I think these guys have all just got to be on the lookout and ultra careful. The last thing you ever want to do is bin it on the last half an hour of the race. And then it's saying that showers coming through Arnage corner. Well, Arnage in the dry is notoriously the most slippery surface corner on the whole circuit. So isn't that going to be lovely? It's just asking for someone to lock up and slide off off the end.
And if it's going to get wet at Arnage, 200 metres back up the road is the braking zone for Indianapolis, or 500 metres.
Yeah.
It's going to get wet there too.
Lovely.
Slowest and fastest parts of the corner.
We've got
of
a
the track.
sign of debris on track. I wonder if somebody has hit something
Dunlop
or someone.
chicane at the top of the hill, so coming up to what might be a yellow flag zone. Look at the bright sun and then the shadows scudding overhead. Stunning views of Le Mans in bright sunshine, and still nobody daring to breathe. And with 20 minutes to go, and certainly another roll of the dice perhaps, just to say thank you to all the marshals, all the workers, all the security staff, the people on the campsites, and everybody who make this such an enormous event run smoothly, because they've been out in all of this for a week.
Protect your tires. The rain might be coming again.
How's he going to check his tyres?
Well, no, he said protect your tyres.
Protect them.
Which means that he's going to be looking for wet. Now, if everyone watches the onboard, you'll see he will start searching for the wet portions of the circuit to protect and keep those wet tyres cool so that he doesn't degrade them. Because if we get the big shower again and he's scrubbed the tyres too much, he'll have no traction at all. It's basically like being on a flat spotted slick, essentially. The same, well, not with the vibration, but it'd be the same feeling, and he'd have no grip at all, and then that's their chances done. So he's going to be moving around the circuit looking for the wet line now.
And try not to muller them too much under braking and under acceleration as well, because that'll just rip the tread blocks off. I tell you what, I guarantee if you put a camera on the Audi garage now, Wolfgang Ulrich is pacing up as many kilometres as these guys are racing up. He will be going backwards and forwards like a duck in a shooting gallery.
Well, like I say, when I was speaking to Brad Kettler, I don't think I've ever seen Brad look so nervous.
Lord.
He's just practically shaking. He's so nervous. So I think it's tense for everyone. And look at Anthony Davidson there. Looks like he's praying to anyone that's listening, really.
Yeah, the other, looking just further down, Pro-Am, we haven't really mentioned much in the last half hour, but the 76 car, that's the IMSA Matmut team with Jean-Carl Vernet on board at the moment, has a one-lap lead still in that class, and they've had that really, I think, probably since the middle of the night, haven't they? Certainly when we came in just before dawn, they were leading.
Sterling effort from them, and Porsche really has turned out to be almost dominating the GT classes, and I really wouldn't have called that with so many Aston Martin entries. They were so strong, and a part of me really wanted Aston to win after the tragedy and the hardship we've had today. I mean, I'm very happy for the Porsches to be going so well, but part of me wanted that to happen.
And with Ferrari's history here.
We are 18 minutes from the end of the race. We don't take any risk, but we monitor, don't worry.
They are getting really wound up, aren't they, Toyota? They've got a second place secure.
Rain.
Yeah.
He's coming into it already. Deep grooved wet weather tyres going on to the SRT. Presumably because the previous ones were starting to feel a bit worn out. Yes, or he's not going on to a slick. He is going on to a slick, this Halliday.
Are you sure it's not an Inter?
I don't care. It's not enough cruise for what's coming.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I would have thought it would be an intermediate tyre, probably, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could be. Bit of a modesty panel being spat up in the air there. Out goes the SRT into this. All right, it is a slightly tinted windscreen, but hello, it's pitch black. This is your race leader. This is what he's seeing. Rain clearly coming down from the crowds in front. If that's more than 15 minutes away, we will have dodged a bullet and we're going to get soaked at the podium instead. No, too late. It's already pouring. This is the run from Mulsanne down to Indianapolis. Well, it's already wetter than it was a lap ago, and it's starting to rain there.
Yeah, I personally would want to be on wet tyres right now. I don't know about these other drivers, but I'd be feeling pretty happy that that was the decision the team had made at this point.
Damien Faulkner tells us it's raining heavily at the station in the centre of Le Mans. It will be coming this way.
Oh, I didn't even get to say goodbye. He's gone already.
He has gone.
Speedy.
Yep. Didn't notice.
Well, he's got train to make. Rain on track, corners 76, which is Mulsanne corner, to 96, which is Indianapolis.
And there's our LMP AM leader, sorry, GTE AM leader.
Yeah.
There it is, the 76 car. That Jean Calvinet on board at the moment, a Le Mans rookie, unlike his team owner, Raymond Narak, who has won this race in GT2 before. That was back in '96.
Spits and spots on our commentary box window at the Ford chicane. Not heavy, but spotting with rain. And Vernay's got a good lead. I mean, they are getting on for a lap in front of Lorenzo Cazzi and Marco Ciocci in the two Ferraris, and those guys are 2 minutes apart. So, of all the classes, actually, Vernay is the only one that's sort of feeling a little comfortable. But look at the wind blowing up the Mulsanne. Goodness, if rain doesn't follow that within the next couple of minutes, then my name's Henk van Hemmering the Dutchman.
Hey?
Yeah, it's an old gag.
I think we better change this to the Mistral, not the Mulsanne. Yes,
yeah.
Really, that's just this great blast of wind before the storm, isn't it, Liz? It's you feel it coming. Pat Dempsey, look, just so glad. I think he's not having to sit in the car.
I was just thinking that. I think he's thinking to himself, gee, I'm glad I'm not in there.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
Pulled the play fake and handed it over to Pat Long to take on the whole offense. Our GTE AM class leader, Jean-Claude Vernay, and a very pensive Audi garage. The number 1 Audi currently lies in 5th place.
This rain will develop around most of the circuit and will be there until the end of the race. It will be there until the end of the race.
Oh, nice for the podium ceremony.
Yeah, and I'm thinking perhaps that Viper team right now is wishing they hadn't gone away from the wet tyre, unless they had a problem with the tyre. It's possible, I don't know, but I don't know if I'd want to be on intermediates if there's going to be rain across the whole circuit.
Why is Corvette coming in?
I know. Ollie Gav's 74 car. What roll of the dice is this? What more perverse twists and turns can there be? 12 minutes and 57 to go.
Fuel.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Mark.
No tires out there.
Yeah.
Just as we go to a seminal pit stop, we look at close-ups of heads.
Final 13 minutes of the 2013 Le Mans race are already underway, and we believe the weather may have more to play. I think everybody will be ultra cautious, starting to look now as though the frantic last hour that was lining up for us may turn out to be a little less frantic than we had hoped for.
Yeah, I think the director is thinking, here's one we made earlier. I better show it for the end of the race.
Yeah.
Frantically throw it in there.
Otherwise, the EVS guys are going to get really ticked and won't give you a play out at the end. So Tom Christensen leads from Sebastian Buemi. They're on the same lap, but Buemi the better part of a lap behind. Here is your GTE Pro class leader, and again, courtesy of pit stops and strategy, he is in front of his teammate Patrick Pilet in the 91 at Manthey Racing Porsche, and Stefan Mucker's Aston Martin in 3rd position in the class, ahead of the 2 Corvettes with Tony Wielander's Ferrari in between them. Best place Ferrari is 5th. Rain here? Yes, looks like it. In the GTE AM class, Jean-Claude Vernay comfortably ahead of Lorenzo Cazzi, Marco Ciocci, Pat Long, Julian Canal and Jamie Campbell-Walter.
What's looking interesting to me is that although we've had a lot of accidents, a huge number of safety cars, really variable weather, probably some of the least amount of retirements that I can ever remember at Le Mans. Isn't that interesting?
And with all the insanity, all the insanity we've been subjected to, you're right.
Gavin's car still in the pit lane. What's the problem? You remember about 5 years ago, Corvette did a park and wash and then decided to go out later after they cleaned the cars because they were so far ahead of everything. Everyone booed them for that, although they did win. But why is this one parked up now? Well, he's obviously got a problem that he thinks he won't get to the end, so save it for the last lap.
I think
you know what it is? His problem.
Pace off a little bit. We can do it in 3 laps.
Well, Gav's problem can't be tyres, because they could have fixed that. It can't be fuel, because they can fix that. They can top him up instead of park him. So it must be something that's not fixable, but limp roundable on the final lappable. So that sounds like transmission or engine fairly major malady. Now we're going to hear now from Aston Martin racing boss Dave Richards.
I suppose really it's been a terrible weekend for us all. You know, it started off with a bad accident, and we all know the situation there. And of course, you know, the whole team pushed then because they wanted to get the win for Alain as a tribute to him. But a series of small incidents, like in motor racing, small accidents, small mistakes, and we don't quite achieve it this weekend. Not our best weekend, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much, David.
Well, very little, I'm afraid, that anyone can say, really, about the tragedy that befell us in the first few minutes of this race. A very sad loss of Alan Simonsen when his Aston Martin got away from him, crashed at high speed at Tertre Rouge. And it's really cast a pall over the whole race, and there'll be very little jubilation, I think, at the end of what has been one of the craziest races of any type I can remember. Mark Cole inside the final 10 minutes, and still nobody can afford to even think of relaxing.
Yeah, and final 10 minutes, and we still don't know for sure who's going to win each class. We know that the lead Audi is pretty safe now. Even if he gets a puncture, he's probably going to crawl round in the last 10 minutes. But P2 is still open, and so is GT Pro. The only man who looks really safe is the Raymond Nourac, Jean Carvenet, Christophe Bourret car. That's the IMSA Matmut Porsche leading LM GTE AM.
Well, really, I don't think anybody's technically safe, because, as you've said before, Mark, that at Le Mans you must cross the checkered flag within a certain set amount of time of the overall winner finishing. It is not the winner in your class. It is, the time is based on the overall winner. And so really that means nobody's safe, because if somebody blows an engine on the last lap, that's it, game over.
So the rain's not quite as heavy as we thought it was going to be. We thought we were going to be in for another deluge like the one we had about an hour ago, but it's just not happening at the moment.
No, it isn't, which is surprising, and probably comes down to the heavy wind that we've had. It's maybe just pushed the storm through quicker than anybody thought. However, I think there's enough water on the circuit just to keep the wet tires under control, as long as everybody's a little bit careful. I think we're going to have an onboard radio here. Oh no, that's not happened in the end. Just can see the wet here on the circuit. Again, really mixed throughout the track.
Well, with an hour to go, we were shaping up some absolutely titanic battles in almost every class. Only the GTE AM class really looked as though it might end up being settled. But weather and safety cars have conspired against us yet again and have taken the sting out. The number 2 Audi, driven by Tom Christensen in these final laps, and with his teammates Alan McNish and Loic Duval looking now set fair to take victory for Audi. And in some way, although maybe Aston Martin are not going to get the victory that they wanted for Alan Simonsen, there'll be an awful lot of people who will be very, very emotional to see a Danish driver, the Danish sports car driver, if he makes it onto the top step of the podium.
And I think that we're very confident here and in the Audi camp that Tom Christensen will be trying very hard to win this race for his friend Alan Simonsen. They were very close friends. I'm sure this has been a very difficult race for him, as it has been for every driver that's here, and really for all of us here. It's not a race we will remember fondly, I'm afraid.
No. It will set all sorts of records. Longest period ever under safety car conditions, most number of safety cars in a race, and actually fewest retirements, I think, so far as well, unless anything dramatic changes in the last few minutes. So bizarre, you know, with the bizarre weather and twists and turns and all the accidents, still these cars now have such an astonishing standard and quality. They keep coming back for more. Final moments for Bertrand Baguette.
Oh, and it started again, isn't it?
Splash of fuel, yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
what a feeling that must be, Liz.
Oh gosh, that is the worst feeling, especially because in some race championships you are allowed to bump start the cars. At Le Mans you must start on your own accord as the driver. The team cannot help you. So a failed start starter motor right now. Martin, what have you seen?
Rain on our window. Again, this is Damon's rain from the station. It is raining in the pits area. It is raining again. It looks even wetter now again. And again, Hugues de Schonack desperately hoping for this 2-4 finish for Toyota to get both cars to the finish. Still can't breathe. 5 minutes to go.
Martin, he's desperately hoping the Audi doesn't finish.
He's desperately hoping his two cars... You know, and Liz, this is the lottery with rain. There's no guarantees. None at all. If you're on your own on the track, then it's in your own hands. When you're on the track with 40 other people, it's not.
Yeah, anything can happen. Despite being on wet tires, it's still wet, it's still tricky, it's different conditions. The circuit is really, really greasy now. It's full of debris. It's a difficult time to be on the track at Le Mans anyway, even in the dry. So I think everybody's going to be reining it in a little bit and just looking after the cars.
So the number 2 car of Christensen just ahead of the number 1 car of Trellier. The difference is one is first place, the other's in 5th place. And now Toyota's joined in the back of that little group. And we're now getting to the stage, Martin, where nobody wants to do another lap, do they? Then they have to.
Yeah. Because it may be the wet lap that puts you in the barriers and out of the race, and to come 24 hours and possibly actually over the 24-hour limit, if you cross the line before the leader gets there after 3 o'clock, you'll have to continue around another 8 miles. And if you run into standing water and clatter into the barriers, you might do the entire 24 hours and still not finish. And how tough would that be?
Yeah, the only thing Buemi can do now, he's in the 3rd car in this group of prototypes. If he can unlap himself, at least he would finish on the lead lap, which there is some honour in that, Liz.
Yeah, no, there definitely is. I'm not sure if that's going to be their goal at the moment. I think based on what happened to the number 7 car and the current conditions, they're just going to be looking after the car. This is the final lap we're on, and this is such a... Oh, it's such an awful feeling being there. You're just gripping the steering wheel, praying for the checkered flag to come, keeping the cars in one piece. Oh, a little bit of a hairy pass there.
Now, did we not see Buemi go by?
I believe he's following these 2 Audis.
Yeah, but we saw him go by the leader and unlap himself. How has he dropped back off the lead lap? Or has he caught all the way back up again?
For some reason, no, for some reason it didn't register, so maybe he's 2 laps behind and the monitors weren't showing possibly. It. But
Ollie Gav leaves the pit lane in the 74 Corvette. Out of podium position, both Corvettes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you were right on that, Martin. I think there was a problem where they thought, let's just hold it in pit lane till the last lap so we can limp it round.
Tag behind the leader, and let's see if it'll make it all the way around without going kabang. Well, races are being won with cars, Mark Cole, that shouldn't have done another lap, haven't they?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Rothman's Porsche 1983. It was dying. The engine was seizing up, and they managed just to get that last lap. He even stopped at one point. They got it going on the starter motor again, and Al Holbert brought it home to victory.
And this will be familiar to all old car owners or people who started off in knackered old cars. As he came past the start-finish straight, he smelled the unmistakable smell of the radiator vacating the remnants of its water. That horrible, horrible smell of coolant just whooshed up back in towards him, and he knew he had 8.5 miles to go, and the car was dry. And it was not an air-cooled flat 6, it was a water-cooled flat 6, and they built them tough in Weissach. Somehow it made it round, and they won.
And that gave Vern Schuppen also, of course, his only victory at Le Mans. Vern has that car. It's at home in Australia.
Teams may go to the pit wall. They will go to the pit wall. They've now been given permission to cross the pit road as the cars come back down the Mulsanne straight for the final time. And the engineers on the pit wall will be joined by many, many team members as soon as they see that and get the okay from their team bosses. And yes, the rush begins. And moments later, after the cars cross the line, the rush onto the track to be below the podium at Le Mans will begin as well. Whatever the weather, we've put up with a lot of this in the last 24 hours. Fans have been wet and dry as often as the teams, Liz. But this moment of celebration, this moment of jubilation at the end of this enormous achievement is always to be celebrated.
Yeah, and I think especially this race with everything we've been faced with the tragedy, the hard-fought racing, the difficult conditions, everything, I think the teams are going to be more exhausted than they ever have been before. and it's just a different Le Mans. No, it's not going to finish the way we always do. We're not.
It hasn't flowed, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
It's not, like I say, it's not a Le Mans to remember fondly, I don't think.
Good call from Gary Paravani. He says the number 8 slowed down to let the leaders go by him, so he didn't have to do another lap. And very good point, of course, yes.
Good. Well spotted.
Yeah.
That
Good
well
point,
spotted
Gary.
you, Martin, because you said you thought that.
No, he absolutely passed him for the lead, and then we heard, you know, look after your tyres in case it rains again. And okay, he dropped back when Liz was talking. Pay attention. I can't watch the screen when Liz is talking because I'm magnetically attracted to listen to her.
So Christensen leading the last lap. Bertrand Baguette leading P2 on the last lap. Richard Leitz for Porsche, Porsche 1-2, and what a return to Le Mans after 14 years with no factory team here. And of course, Porsche victory also in the privateer category, the GT AM for Raymond Norak's high performance, IMSA Performance Matmut team from Rouen.
So that's a win for the 23rd Porsche. Fantastic from them, a really great effort.
Well, no puncture this time, no dramatic sideways moments caught by the onboard camera, but it will be a 4th second place finish at Le Mans for Toyota. Thinking of Ukyo Katayama's dramatic late race charge to try and catch the winning Audi that was defeated by debris and a puncture. That was then, this is now. Audi's Tom Christensen, Alan McNish and Loic Duval, the man who claimed pole, will win for Audi. They started first, they finished first in the 2013 Le Mans 24 Hours. And if that is all you ever hear about this race, there is so much more that we couldn't possibly fit in. 9 wins now for Mr. Le Mans, and tears in his eyes too, I am very glad to say.
Alan, your 3rd victory here, how much does that mean to you?
Fantastic. It is, for everybody at Audi Sport, it was a tremendously difficult race. There's no question about it. For Tom, Loic and I and our engineer crew, we've had a fantastic start to the season, and it's just so beautiful. 3 is a much nicer number than 2, especially when it's wins at Le Mans.
Thank you very much.
Of course, that car started this race at 1 point ahead in the World Championship. Double points for the win to add to Silverstone.
And we just saw our GTE Pro winner finishing as well. Porsche 1-2 in the GTE Pro class. Oak Racing 1-2 and a Nissan engine 1-2-3-4 in LMP2 as Dr. Ulrich does a Senna stroke Mansell and hitches a ride. And in the GTE AM class, it will be Jean-Carl Vernet who takes victory because Lorenzo Cazé in second has already crossed the line and must go round again to finish. Marco Ciocci will complete the podium ahead of a valiant, a really strong run from the Dempsey Del Piero entry. They claim 4th in the amateur class. IMSA Matmut Porsche's first and second nose to tail, but it is the 76 car that wins its GTE AM class. Raymond Narak, Christophe Bourret, and their sub for the weekend, Jean-Carl Vernet. He's done a sterling job along with both drivers. And from Eduardo Freitas, and we echo this, I think, Liz, a huge thank you to everyone for your work on this event. Just above and beyond the Call of Duty probably doesn't quite cover it.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, this race wouldn't happen without the help from the marshals and all the support and the volunteers who put all of their time, their energy, and a lot of their life into it. And we do thank you all for everything that you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did it. Nice one. Congratulations, congratulations. Awesome result.
Such a great moment after last year. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, this time last year I was laying on my back in the Le Mans hospital. But yeah, totally different outcome this year, and I felt like I needed a bit of luck this time. This race has been so cruel to me so many times, but the team just done an amazing job. We did the best we could, every call with the tyres. In any situation, we extracted the most we could from the car and ourselves as drivers as well. So I'm very proud of the job we've done. Audi were on a different level altogether from the moment we arrived here, and no, I'm just really proud to finally end up on the podium at this race.
And not finish the night at the hospital, you're going to finish the night at the podium.
And obviously I have to say about Alan Simonsen, I've known him since 1996 was the first time I raced with him in go-karts, and I only heard the news after my first quadruple stint. It's very hard, especially with what happened to me last year, to fight my own demons and carry on driving, and yeah, it's sad news, and it puts everything into perspective, and my thoughts go out to his family and the team as well, and I'm sure he would have wanted everyone to carry on racing, and yeah, it's...
For sure, thank you, and joy for him as well.
Thanks.
Well, Liz, Mark, all we can do is echo Anthony's sentiments. I mean, you know, it was a dreadful, dreadful tragedy for his family, for his wife, for his baby daughter, and for all his friends and his teammates. Just heartbreaking, and an awful way to start a wonderful motor racing event.
It just reminds us motorsport is dangerous.
Patrick, you end up so close to the podium, but I think this tonight and yesterday and today you impress a lot of people.
So close. We made it. We got here. It's been a great experience. I felt we improved as the race went on, and we finished the race, which is what we wanted to do. We wanted to get on the podium, and we were so close. Patrick did a fantastic job. So did Joe. The team's been great to work with, and it's been a great ride. And it's a shame for it all to come to an end right now. You know, it's very emotional, and we'll probably release a lot and drink a lot tonight. But thank you. It's been fun to be with Eurosport on this and to share this journey. You guys made it very special. You made us look very good, and I can't thank you enough. Everybody at Eurosport and all the fans who've supported us along the way. I wish we had a better result for you, but hey, we'll come back next year, hopefully.
Thank you for your kind words. You are a fantastic team, and you did all the very good job. We feel a lot of emotion.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience. We're all very tired, very numb. In some ways, it seems like 10 years since we started this project, even though it's only been a few years. Just amazing, and now we definitely...
Well, those of you who caught the long shot of the podium, not only are there lots of Danish flags in the crowd, but as we pull back, you will see that since last night, the Danish flag has been flown at half-mast above the Le Mans podium as a mark of respect for Alan Simonsen. And now, perhaps it will be raised all the way up again for our Danish winner. And I'm sure that we'll have a very, very emotional Tom Christensen. Mark Cole, of all his wins, this perhaps will mean the most to him here today.
Yeah, Audi's 12th victory at Le Mans.
Maintenant, toute la course, c'était nécessaire pour le
D'avoir les larmes, comme c'est quelque chose d'émouvant, comme oh man, incredible, 9 victory here. It's amazing for you, man.
Voilà, messieurs, nous allons nous retrouver dans un instant pour la cérémonie de l'arrivée de cette édition 90e anniversaire de l'événement. Mesdames et messieurs, cette dimension modèle que nous retrouvons et actuellement ce podium sera placé à plus actif compte tenu naturellement du nombre de victoires que nous aussi fêter avec bien sûr Tom Christensen, mais aussi de plus en plus l'émotion à gagner chacun d'entre toutes et tous. Nous allons naturellement y revenir dans un instant. On a encore justement pour ça les personnes des télé qui ont vraiment des choses à savoir.
So 12.
And we're down here at the podium, where the podium ceremony will start soon. Behind us, the drivers, the winners, the winning car, and Justine. She talked already to Luc Duval.
Loic, such emotional day.
Yeah, I mean, 24 hours Le Mans, it's always the same. You know, I always used to cry at the end, you know, in the past because the result was not what I wanted, and today because we won.
A ninth for Tom Christensen.
It was a tough one from the second lap of the race with the news we had. It was a hard race, but at the end it's good. So you know, it's the ninth win for Tom. So I'm a little bit part of the legend. And then got two difficult years, and now he's back on the top. So that's a nice answer to some people who used to do some criticism. And then it's my first podium here with a win, so it's fantastic.
You did such an amazing job since the beginning. You are now in this team, and since the beginning of the week, I think your two teammates can really be grateful to have you in the team.
Yeah, I mean, trying to do my best. I mean, I remember last year, exactly at the same time we were at the Parc Fermé, and Tom told me it should be good to be teammates, and 1 year after we win Le Mans. So for sure it's something big. It's a big team effort. The whole crew, engineers, mechanics, all those people, all my family, it's big.
Thank you.
Au nom of the team Aston Martin, avant de procéder à la remise des prix, et au nom de l'Automobile Club, la CO, et de Aston Martin et David Richards, je voudrais que votre pensée aille à Adam Simonsen du Danemark, qui nous a quittés hier en début de course. It reminds us that automobile racing is a dangerous sport. Ça nous rappelle que le sport automobile est un sport dangereux. Adam Simonsen l'a assumé avec passion. Je voudrais que nos pensées à cet instant aillent à sa maman, à son père, à ses frères.
At the moment, I would like you to think of his family, his parents, sisters, brothers, family and friends.
Je vous demande une formidable ovation.
I
would like you please to show your appreciation
for a huge ovation for the memory of Alan Simonsen, who died doing what he loved for his friends, for his family, for his mother, his wife, his baby daughter.
Merci.
It's going to be with a heavy heart, I think, that everybody in all four classes comes out onto the podium today. And David Richards, I think, echoing what we all really think, that if somebody had to win it, I'm glad that it's a Dane who knew him so well, who can really appreciate what it means to his family.
Certainly a day of mixed emotions.
No question.
For everybody. So Audi, as we say, 12 victories. Toyota, it's the fourth time they finished second in this great race, and in 1992 Kinoshita was the engineer. But this is their new program. This is the prototype program. Tom Walkinshaw always said it takes 3 years to win Le Mans with a new type of car, and so maybe next year will be Toyota's year.
Well, also winning the GTE Pro and AM classes the 99th and 100th class wins at Le Mans for Porsche in the 50th year of the 911, which was commemorated on the cars. Mr. Le Mans Ancien and Mr. Le Mans Concurrent, the former Mr. Le Mans and the current Mr. Le Mans. Jackie Ickx, one of the legends of the sport, and Tom Christensen, the current legend of the sport.
I think Audi we expected, but Porsche, Liz, never saw that coming, did we?
No, we didn't. I think at the start of this race, we all felt that Aston Martin would take it. Definitely, there were so many entries. I think there was some heavy cloud over Aston Martin today in more ways than one. And yeah, I feel like Audi can say nothing other than they won this today for Alan Simonson and for his family and his friends and for everyone who knew him and respected him as a racing driver.
I think every team here will agree with you.
Every team, every man, woman and child as well. Oh, yes, no question at all about that. And it'll come as no sympathy at all to his friends or family. It is the first time since 1987 that we have lost a driver in this race. The ACO work continually on the safety of this track, as do all track owners. We want excitement, we want close racing, but we want our drivers safe. Emotions for the tens of thousands of Danes who come here every year. I'm not even going to say largely, almost exclusively because of the influence of one man who has now claimed his 9th Le Mans victory. Tom Christensen, without question, has introduced his countrymen to a love of a sport of which they probably had all but no knowledge before. Even the great Dane John Nielsen, who won before Tom Christensen's era, was never the big star that Christensen has become. And there are thousands upon thousands of Danish fans here every year as a result. And for them, it started as a week of fun and festivities, took a very sour turn yesterday, and I'm sure this is at least something to cherish in. Finally, Liz Halliday, a bit of blooming sunshine. Where's this come from?
We see Tom Christensen smiling up at the sky and pointing undoubtedly to the sun that's now shining on us and to his friend Alan.
So it was 2005 that Tom Christensen accepted the crown from Jackie Ickx for the most wins. Jackie had won 6 victories, his last in 82. Tom took his 7th in 2005, followed up with another one in 2008, but it's taken him another 5 years to get back onto that top step of the podium. Such has been the competition from young drivers and from, of course, at the time, Peugeot.
Has it been that long? My goodness. Wow. I had no idea. It's been that long since he won. It seems like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's when, since he's been on the top step, of course, he's not been totally absent from the podium. So again, you know, you see that smile, that little shy schoolboy smile that he still has, and you forget that it may not necessarily have been on the top step.
Thank you.
Loic. I'm sure he'll never forget his first. I'm sure he'll remember all of them, and for Loic Duval, he'll remember this first for all sorts of emotional reasons as well. The car started with 10 wins on board. We've finished with 13 Le Mans wins on board.
It's wonderful. What a dream. Congratulations. Great job.
Jack Eakes, still one of the most genial people in motorsport, a great ambassador, and he is Mr. Le Mans, even though Tom Christensen has passed his total.
And again, I think actually summed it up. You know, you won it for us. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That's what we all wanted from 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Some of these guys are going to need seriously long arms, aren't they? For all the watches they've got. A wonderful Le Mans winner's Rolex. Now, I'm sure I think Loïc Duval will be winning proudly before he even gets back to Audi hospitality.
I mean, we have the Rolex Daytona. Is there a Rolex Le Mans yet? Have they created one?
As a mark, I'm not sure they have. No, it's probably a perpetual oyster or something. But did you know what?
It must be engraved on the back.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But there is an actual Rolex Daytona. There isn't, as far as I'm aware, a Rolex Le Mans. But again, you know, with this association with the greatest endurance race in the world, as certainly we see it from our side of the Atlantic, there's no disrespect, then I wouldn't be at all surprised. I wouldn't be at all surprised. It's always a good thing to introduce a new model from a watch manufacturer. I mean, make some words out of that.
And I still see this as the greatest motor race in the world, even though I'm from California, so I don't care what the other Americans think. For me, it's the best.
You ask drivers, have you been to Daytona? Yeah, how do you do? I won the watch. That's all they need to tell you, you know.
They just pull the sleeve up.
You're right.
Ryan DL did that to me yesterday, the other day, and I couldn't tell whether it was a Le Mans winner's watch or a Daytona winner's watch, because he's now got two of the latter and one of the former. And now the grand trophy, the perpetual trophy for the vainqueur des 24 Heures du Mans. The winners of the Le Mans 24 Hours for 2013, Audi, the number 2 car, driven by Tom Christensen, Loïc Duval and Alan McLeish. Well, congratulations to our winners, to our podium finishers, to everyone who finished this race in the end. I think 41 maybe cars actually made the distance, possibly even 42. But out of 56 starters, certainly the attrition rate in a topsy-turvy race was remarkably low until the very closing stages. To anybody who survives this race and gets to the finish.
Det var min far, han sagde, i marts måned, der døde han og sagde, at vi vil vinde i år. Men så den her sejr, this victory was for my dad. He gave me all the motivation, determination in this sport to do the best I can for the most wonderful team in the world, the Audi Sport Team Joest. He can wait for the next victory of mine. This victory today is I dedicate to Allan Simonsen, a great fellow Dane.
Tom Christensen, bravo Dr. Ulrich, beaucoup d'émotions naturellement à l'arrivée pour bien sûr aussi Loïc Duval, qui, Loïc, voilà, pour ce public français également venu t'applaudir, est heureux de te revoir et de te voir.
Perfect choice of words in emotion, really, from Tom Christensen. I don't think he could have said it any better.
Avec Tom et Alan pour réussir à
His father passed away during the year.
C'est une grosse satisfaction. C'est, je pense,
great satisfaction for me. Thank you to Tom and Alan for all their help, for getting me to this top step of the podium, for everyone who's helped me, helped us. A really tough 24 hours here at Le Mans, and we're delighted to have won. As Tom said, this is for Alan Simonsen.
Loïc Duval à l'arrivée de ces 24 heures du Mans, et saluer également bien sûr le docteur Ulrich pour ce superbe scénario de course.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Alors c'est la 15e fois que je suis là au Mans.
15th time I've been here at Le Mans.
C'était la plus difficile, la plus dure pour les pilotes.
It's the toughest race for the team, for the drivers, and for everybody who have decided to continue in this race. We decided how to continue throughout the years, throughout this race. There was never a chance to relax. We had to be ready for everything. It was unbelievably intense.
Sur lesquels on parlait, ce jeune Danois. Mais nous, tous l'équipe, pense à lui. Merci.
We dedicate, the whole team dedicates our victory to the lost young Dane.
Je suis sûr qu'Anthony Davidson a quelque chose à dire, something to say to the fan. Super result for Toyota on the podium.
Yeah, I just want to say a huge thanks to all the fans. Your dedication is amazing. My first time up here at the podium at Le Mans. I've been here 6 times, and it's an incredible view. Thank you so much for all your support. I hope you enjoyed the race. Mixed emotions for me, really, the job that Toyota did and the guys standing alongside me. It was faultless, but obviously in a day that's shadowed by the sad news of Alan Simonsen, the loss. I think we all share that sadness, and a cruel reminder that our sport is dangerous. Our thoughts, all of us standing here, are with him and his family at this time. Very mixed emotions for all of us.
Merci beaucoup, mesdames et messieurs. Résultat, voilà l'arrivée.
Confirmation of the final result then. Audi number 2 against all odds and perhaps against everybody's expectations, claiming victory overall. The 2 Toyotas in 2nd and 4th position, with the number 3 Audi finishing off the podium spots. Great result for the Oak Racing Morgan Nissans, 1st and 2nd in class. The dock car of John Martin and his crew, ADR Delta car, finishing 3rd in the LMP2 class. 1-2 in the GTE Pro class for Porsche, with the Aston Martin finishing in 3rd place, and in the AM class. Victory for Porsche as well, with Ferraris completing the podium. Well, in the end, it is a race that is going to be remembered probably for the loss of Alan Simonsen. His tragic death early in the race in an accident has robbed us of a great friend to many drivers and a very great racing talent. And of that, I'm afraid, there is very little more that we can add than the sentiments that have already been expressed. So I think perhaps it's time to draw a veil over the 2013 Le Mans 24 Hours. The 90th anniversary of this great race has not given us a great reason or cause to celebrate. But we sincerely hope that you have enjoyed the coverage, and that we've been able to make sense of what at times, never mind at times, all the way through, almost right from the start, has been mayhem and confusion. So thank you for being with us. Thank you to all the production crew here at Le Mans and back at base camp at Eurosport in Paris for bringing you the pictures wherever you are across the globe.
Okay, please.